Hey guys, sup? How we doing? What up, Dragon? All right, so today we are going to be doing some liquidating. I think the plan for today is we're going to liquidate quite a bit of this. We have so much to liquidate. Actually, we're not liquidating our maps, our sanctuaries, but we also plan on using them to do some. I want to farm my own daily 8 modded maps, so I'm going to use my sanctuaries to do that. I think. We're going to be liquidating a lot of the other things as well as one of my locks. That way, I want to buy a 93% adorned. I'm hoping it's cheaper than it was this afternoon. 92 it is. Get 92% adorned. It was in 94 for about the same price, I guess. But yeah, we're going to get actually pretty decent adorned, as well as the plan is to get more actual like good double suffixed gems or double modded adorned jewels is the current game plan, at least. Yeah, so that'll be the plan. That should give me a very healthy amount of damage, like actually a very healthy amount, where this wouldn't be giving me just 44 to 65. It'd be slightly more, but then this would also give me attack cast speed. This might honestly be the only one I don't replace, simply because of the chance to avoid stun. Actually, let's check. Syndicate Operatives. I want to check how much my jewels actually are. Because if I can get 2 to 3 of them with chance to avoid stun implicit, this is too expensive, but like something like this we can make do with. If I can get 3 of them, so like 5D, 4D, 15D, if I can get like 3 of them, then I'm very fine to just replace my Raid Lord with a Dark Monarch at that point. And then one of these jewels will also have some leech, because I don't want to strip them of their leech. But yeah, at that point we can switch to a Dark Monarch, get an extra minion if we so choose. I don't know if we so choose, to be honest. I don't know yet. The reason I'm on the fence about it is if I go for the Dark Monarch version, then I have frenzy charges and I need a way to eat those frenzy charges. Otherwise, running the content I'm running, I don't read my my blue altars, which means I'm going to get the reduced defense per frenzy charge, and I'll actually have frenzy charges, which is problematic because my entire defense is ES, right? So I don't want reduced defenses. Is the TLDR of that? Anyways, before I forget, let's switch minion damage there. But that's the current game plan anyways. How much are locks currently going for? I think they've stabilized. Yeah, they've kind of stabilized around here. We'll put up for 69. Yeah. Trying to go for some Syndicate Operatives myself. About to hit 28. May I drop and yoink some Operatives in a bit? Sure. Shoot me a message in game. I'll invite you to my hideout. Lucky for you, I already have them on the ground to even begin with, so I can just yoink my offering out so it doesn't destroy them. They're the only spectre in my descript pool, on this character's descript pool, and I think there's a beautiful like sanctity to that. Like if I really wanted to, I don't have to aim to resummon my operatives. They're just there. It's the only thing I can summon. They're all operatives. So that combined with the fact that my character's name is Operatives is just like chef's kiss. Anyways, how much? Let's start liquidating and see how much we end up at. Valdos, Echoes of Reverence. I think that's all online to open up. How many Valdos do I have? 5 or 6? $120 times 5 is 500. 7 is 620. Oh, yeah. 800 divided by 120. 6.6 whatever. But that's assuming 120. 126. 6.2. So it's slightly more expensive or better for me to liquidate this as chaoses rather than divine. So we're gonna do that.
All in order. Let you know.
Echo of Reverence. I have like 3. We go for 183 or maybe like 1.5-ish directly in chaos. Holy shit. Oh, y'all are not even close. It's better as chaos. Okay. 3 times 208. Wait. 3 times 211. 633.
All in order. I'll let you know.
Then what next? Containment. You are welcome. Hmm, 3999. 348.
All in order. I'll
Then
let you know.
Dublins. Let me actually go here and just start taking them. Dublins, Nemesis. I found a lot upstream. I would say Pandemonium, Fortunate, Invigorations. Regency. Where's Harvey? Eldritch Chaos. Screaming Invitations. Monochrome. How much are these going for, actually? 54, but these are going for 162. So yeah, we're going for like 60 proper. 55, let's say. Which is 55, 110, 165. Slightly more expensive than selling the actual Valdos, but the actual Vados will sell much quicker. So put it at the same price as this one.
Make it happen.
Yeah, what next? Discernment? Nope. I'm using those. Exceptional Acres. Cornucopia. Awakening's already taken them. Catalyzings. I already have my divine in alterations again already? Sure. My altration income is insane. What the fuck? I have my divine in scars as well. I'll consider it. No promises. Loathings, I need to sell those. Domination of terrors. Fracturing shards, I do need to get rid of those. They are getting more expensive. And then we have home. How much are they going for? 36. Such. Blue juice. I'll keep blue juice. You know what juices? I always end up finishing it. Give me a quick second. All right, I'm back. Now, where were we? Ritual Scarab of Abundance is also in the expensive side. There we go. Divine Beauty, stuff like that I typically keep until I can actually turn them in. I really should scry Divine Beauty or somewhere decent. And we have stacked decks. Chisels, all that. All right, so we've gone through everything that is worth over a divine. Let's start with Dublins. They're about 10 per. $10 per D. 12. If I want to insta sell them, which I probably do. Then I have to sell for chaos, which, all right, let's do this. We'll
make it happen.
Then 45 chaos, sure.
All in order. I'll let you know.
Yeah, the Dublin's already sold. They won't take a while. All right. Nemesis for divine is 18. I do not have 18 or 2, so we're just going to do 18. Yeah, that sounds about right. So 17 for chaos is fine. 250, bro. $16. 240. 235.
make it happen.
232 for 16. Awakenings are going for... This is the cheapest awakenings I've been in so long. In terms of seasons. 88.33, so going to put it up for 176. Just playing out 88s. Pandemoniums are 71, so we just sell out 3 of them for default price. Invigorations for Regency 18.
We'll make it happen. I'll put the word out.
Three for 132. 129.
All in order. I'll let you know.
Wait, why did I put 3 for what? I have 2 extra, my guy. What was I thinking? All right, 5 for 220. Yeah, 215.
All in order.
Cool.
I'll let you know.
Cornucopia is going for 7. Brother. 7 for 28. $196.
I'll put the word out.
Got a bit of a question for the POB you posted earlier in Discord. Why are there 3 different links setups active for Spectres, and what's with Harry's Watch Spectres? Harry's Watch, it was there because they were a contender for what the initial Spectre was going to be. Because when I made the POB, I didn't exactly know that I wanted Syndicate Operatives. I knew I wanted Syndicate Operatives, but I wanted to compare it to how, at every stage, how the Harry's Watch would perform. I'm not actually using Harry's Watch. As for why the different Spectres, it's so POB can properly simulate the support Spectres. 86, 1.8. A divine is 61.
We'll make it happen.
25 for 65. 75. 70. 70, my guy. Not 9. Thereabouts.
We'll make it happen.
Terras.
All in order. I'll let you know.
I'm used to the support Spectre having some, so there are slightly confusing parts. The mid shield setup was for, if I remember correctly, I'll show in a bit. And I do need to fix this because like this has been a very big brainstorming POB, so it's not being fleshed out in a way that might make sense to other people. This setup was recently added because I switched to Dark Monarch, so this setup is for the helmets, so you support Spectres. But because of the nature of the Hydra, we are leaving it alongside the main DPS minions, i.e. Hydra is here, Carnage Chieftain is here, Turtle is here. The initial setup for this was supposed to be a Wraith Lord setup, so this was like the last thing I added, and I didn't, you know, do what I needed to do there. Speaking of, I do even need to delete these two because I need to recopy this guy to make sure they have the same links. Yeah, cool. And then this one goes to Hydra. It's you, and it is 1. And then we switch to Barrage because that's the imported ability it does. And then this guy is Guardian Turtle. And then this one is Carnage Chieftain. And then this one is Syndicate Operatives, Police Daggers, yada yada yada. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming your Syndicate Operative Spectacle would have Carnage Chieftain in it too. I do not have Dark Monarch yet. Like I said, this POB is still, this Dark Monarch version is still very new, and I'm not sold on this Carnage Chieftain because while it is better performance, with the content I run, I don't actually want to have a Syndicate. I don't want to have frenzy charges on my character. This is the Wraith Lord version that I actually haven't updated since I created the Dark Monarch version. But this is kind of what I was following when I created the character, and this is kind of still closer to what I'm doing. The Dark Monarch is literally just switching the Wraith Lord to a Dark Monarch, having support specters in the Dark Monarch that can actually proc melee phase, i.e. Carnage Chieftain in this case, but probably end up switching to something else, so I don't have to have frenzy charges, or add an extra Syndicate Operative. That's also just another option. But I think if you don't go the Carnage Chieftain route and you instead go an extra operative, Dark Monarch ends up being less damage than Wraith Lord or something like that. So they are very, very on par with each other, and you can go either way and you're fine. The differences are minor, basically. Either option works, which is kind of why I'm still using Wraith Lord. It's not a oh my god, this is so much better than the other one you're trolling for is the other one. They both have their perks. The Wraith Lord's biggest advantage is that you get to have 4 extra Ghastly Eye Jewels, and in my character's case, those Ghastly Eye Jewels can have chance to avoid being stunned, and that is a if you switch to Dark Monarch, that is a big expense because that has to switch to these guys, which significantly increases the cost of these jewels for you. So it's what I would consider a higher budget version, if you will. And then of course, by having these guys, you also have a bit more flat fizz. You have 1 less Spectre, which means a bit less defense coming from your amulet and from your ascendancy. So you end up net positive on ES, even though you lose all this flat ES. Well, yeah, it's like, it's a decent increase in damage if you want the frenzy charges, but I guess the question is, do you want the frenzy charges? For my content, it's terrible to have frenzy charges, so I kind of don't want that, you know? It's where I'm at.
I should raise my fees.
5.5? Ew. 24 times 6.5. 156. All right. I think that's about it for the liquidating session. We have quite a bit of currency liquidated now. 4K chaoses. That's everything in my stash that is above a divine, aside, you know, the obvious Hinekura's lock. When this eventually sells, it says I have about... You are welcome. It says I have about 36 divines and chaoses, which means total I should honestly be able to afford the adorned even without selling the Inekura's lock yet. So let's do that. We'll get 20 divines. We'll get 20 divines for 2520.
All in order. I'll let you know.
It's a lot of chaoses to spend, but that puts us at 36. How much are these adorns going for? In 92% is 34D, and the cheapest 93 is 38. I'm not about to spend 4D for... I'm not about to spend 4D for 1%.
Orders in. 'Twas a long journey, but the exchange went well enough. You've got affairs you might want to tend.
All right, we have an actual adorned now. So this 48 to 71, 44 to 65. So I gained 6 on the upper end and 4 on the lower end. Okay, and that's just on this guy. Now for the bigger part of the upgrade, in my opinion, it is going to be... Brother, what do you mean 60? Yeah, 66 is going for 380, so put 379.
I think I could sell that.
All right. Now for these guys, I have to ask myself, do I want that extra Spectre? Do I see myself going Dark Monarch? It'd be a source of feeding frenzy, which is always nice to have. It's more minion damage, it's attack cast speed. In the case of Carnage Chieftain, it is frenzy charges, but I guess let's also look at what the alternatives can be. If we choose to not go for frenzy charges, oh, this is impossible to escape. Okay, if we decide to not go for frenzy charges, so we don't have frenzy charges, we're not going for Carnage Chieftain, but we need to go something else that's melee, so we can actually still use so we can still use Awake melee phase. My brain was not working. So what could that melee guy be? Perfect. I don't want... I mean, I already have Onslaught, so... And what's his face is not really a choice. Forest Warrior is not a choice. Warlord for my minions getting endurance charges could be a decent idea, but then it'd be less damage than just straight up going for a Wraith Lord. We go for a defensive option, like a Grey Spectre, but we then run into the same issue. Wait, it doesn't actually need to be melee. I just remembered. Awaken melee phase, if I remember correctly, because it's a Race Spectre gem, and because of... Don't tell me I didn't freaking save what I did. Okay, I did. Because of the fact that it's a Spectre gem, it is going to support the Spectre gem, So because Awaken melee phase doesn't require the hit to be a melee hit to intimidate, ranged specters can actually proc this intimidate. I don't know if that makes sense, but typically for minions, this wouldn't proc on non-specters because right from the gem itself, you can tell if this is a melee minion or not, and it would use that tag to see if it can support it. So think something like Withering Touch. But for specters specifically, with the way it's programmed, we get to with specters, they get to bypass that implicit line, supports melee attack skills, because they don't know if the specter is going to be melee attacker or not. So what ends up happening is the 55% more damage at the yada, that specifies melee hits, and that would only work for melee specters or specters with abilities that have melee tags. However, the intimidate doesn't have a melee requirement on the actual line, so that allows us to use ranged specters. But let me just confirm real quick with Zurath, but I'm almost 100% sure that that's how it works, and we don't actually have to limit ourselves to melee specters, in which case we actually can go for something along the lines of Pain Artist, I think. But Pain Artist is quite squishy, but we can probably do Pain Artist. All right. Anyways, so that means I don't have to limit myself to melee specters. So what is the best specter? Let's test some. Let's remove Carnage Chieftain, and let's go. Let's say Pain Artist. I also want to see what a perfect Pain Artist looks like in terms of we could also go Precision Spectre, because Precision is crit chance. How squishy are you, Mr. Pain Artist? What are your max hits looking like? Oh, you're not bad actually. You're actually tankier than my Syndicate Operatives because of melee fizz. You are not bad actually. Okay. Cool. So I don't have to worry about tankiness when it comes to this guy. However, it is still a big downgrade from Carnage Chieftains. Feeding Frenzy is still active, right? Yes. Endurance Frenzy charges are off. There's nothing else that Carnage Chieftains inherently provide. So let's see. Remove these. What about Perfect Naval Officer? He has precision and he makes his allies take reduced cold damage. He's worse than Pain Artist. All right. What if I went Power Charge Monkey instead? What does Power Charge give us? if you remove naval war officer. Power charges are just as good, and we don't have to worry about the frenzy charge downside. Right? Yeah, actually better actually. So instead of Carnage Chieftain, I guess then they'd be Host Chieftains. Because they give frenzy charges. Because they are melee though, they will have worse application of Intimidate. I guess not really. If in single target situations where you actually need the charges, it wouldn't matter. And altar wise, we get, what do we get altar wise? Altar wise, it's negative crit multi per power charge, which we don't have to care about. So I guess let's see this now. 49.2. And we can officially replace Awaki minion damage with crit, and it's not less damage? Sure, okay. Say less. Say fucking less. So that means they actually can use increased crits with the power charges, which would give them more damage and way more tankiness. So now our Syndicate Operatives look like this. It's very, very spicy. But the only problem is we keep losing levels everywhere, because now we've lost the level from minion damage. We've lost the level from the extra level Wraith Lord provides. I'm not liking how we're losing levels everywhere, but overall we're ending up with more damage still. Even though, because like POB already calculates the 4x multiplier, so it's not like I'm not taking that into account, and we are ending up with more damage all the same. So yeah. Okay. With this change, I'm actually fine to switch to a Dark Monarch myself in game, because it makes sense. It's more expensive, don't get me wrong. It's more expensive because you're now going for a Dark Monarch instead of a Wraith Lord. You have to go for the jewels, like I said. These guys now have to solve all the problems you would have had, i.e. you have to get leech here, you have to get chance to avoid stun on all three, all stuff like that. Unless you get 100% adorned, then you can flex and say you're not going to do that. But I don't have 100% adorned money, so all right, let's see how much we are paying for this. Firstly, this guy is 15D, so we're just going to yoink it real quick. So now we are very close to okay, cool. 48%, 44%. So that's 92% chance to avoid stun. 92% we'll have to do, because I'm not about to spend. I either I'm going to have to splurge like 35D going for one of these, which is not worth it, or I have to take the L and take a worse flat fizz for the last chance to avoid stun, which again I don't think is worth. So let's try something else. Maybe I can get one without minion attacks before I can get minion leech. Maybe that's the play. Maybe I get minion leech. There is not a single minion leech with chance to avoid stun implicit. God damn. Jesus, man. That's rough. Where can we get a negligible amount of chance to avoid stun? Not entirely sure if I'm being honest. Not too sure. And realistically, I'm probably better off doing 1, 2, 3. Going 1, 2, 3. And then slotting this in. I am thinking. Do I go for another chance to avoid stun? I want the last gem to be a leech gem, so I don't think it's an option. It has to be a leech gem. Wait a second, 0.38? I can get 0.47.
Spending so freely.
That was my first... Oh, is it Treasure that said it? No, I was like, I've not heard him say that before. All right. Let's run a quick map and see how it feels. And then we're going to, of course, buy Dark Monarch very soon. I don't know if we buy a new one or take from my main.
I cannot do this yet.
Not entirely sure yet, but we'll see.
My money is gone.
I think after this map, we're going to try... After this map, we're going to try some single target on bosses and see how that feels.
You there, local, come here.
Oh, huge! Come on, brother, don't disappoint me. Yes, what we're talking about. No, where are you guys? Show yourselves. Bro, where are these guys? No! You're telling me I got a divine altar at the end of my map and I only get 3D out of it? We're going to take that number all the way to 0. We're going to find every single one of them. Yeah, hiding somewhere. Sigh. If only it was a strat that actually juiced influence monsters, I guess. Oh well. Saj. I mean, 3D is 3D, so I can't complain, especially in the middle of my upgrades. But god damn, I'd have preferred it if it came on a better map or earlier. And I just had the feeling like earlier in this map where I was like, what if I get a divine altar this map? Like, nah. Specifically on the altar that said chromatic orbs, I'm like, it could be this map. Is it that when he hits those hands they pulse? I think that's what's happening. He hits them and they pulse. They don't just randomly pulse. Maybe that's how that mechanic works. I don't actually know. Anyways, 07 to my divine shrine or divine altar. 07. I hope the game gives IOUs because he owes me an actual divine altar. Because the last one I got, I also only got 5. So like something's got to change. And that one I was using Eldritch mobs. Let's try just finding this without missing 20 for a perfect 6. That's not happening. 12. I can do 12. 13. You cannot be maimed is actually pretty decent. Let's see. 5 speed gets to 9. 6 speed, I think, gets to 11. Let's do the math. 6 times 1.92. It's 11, yeah. So if I can get the extra percent, that's 2% attack speed. So realistically, I should actually be trying to get the full 6% if I can. But if I can't, like it is what it is. 25D. $20D. Let me see what the cheapest 6% are. It's looking like it's about 20D. Yeah, it's really looking like it's about 20D. This is a 17D. Realistically, I'll take the highest 20D. Can I afford 20D? Oh yeah, I did liquidate. Yeah, I can. All right, let's go get it. Minions have 2% increased attack speed. Holy, so you get 8% total from here. It's not worth it, but if you really wanted to min max, you'd probably take that.
Oh.
100 chaos.
I think I could sell that.
And now I need to switch to a dark monarch and pick up a host chieftain. That would desecrate my mod pool, but oh well. Alright, Adorn Jewels quite easy to craft. Not that easy if you're going for T1 flat phase. It takes quite a bit. If you're going for flat phase and attack speed, it takes a lot of alt spamming. Like if I go Craft of Exile, you'd basically have to buy one of them fractured, and then you can easily make one. You'd probably prefer the flat phase to be fractured because that's way lower weighted. Jewels, Ghastly Eye Jewels, alt spam, minion fizz, T1, minion attack, cast speed, it's a 1 in 7,165 to alt and aug naturally. Now if you were to fracture, let's say this guy, then you have a 1 in 227 to hit fizz. But the thing is, people know this. So if you were to look for, let's turn off everything else here, and let's just say no mirror, no corrupted, and we just go for minions have attack speed fractured on the proper eye level base, so 83 for this. $10D. So yeah, they are expensive to buy the fractured base for you to then, you know, actually make it. In this case, it's probably cheaper to just buy this 10D and alt spam for fizz and then corrupt or lock corrupt. But if you're going for a specific implicit like cannot be stunned like I was, then that of course does not apply to you, because then it'll be very expensive to Hinekora lock beast until that jewel. It's just cheaper to get the one for 20D in that case. So like this and this, 100% worth it for me to buy. This one, debatable if it's actually worth it. This one, you know, I could actually make this one because it's just, if I fracture leech, which shouldn't be expensive, then I can just roll fizz, and it's a 1 in 200 and something for that. And I just so this one I could have made myself. This one I could have made myself, and it would have saved like quite a bit of currency. But yeah, that's how that goes. So let's see, Writhing invitations. We'll start with Writhing. I think we might do the same, or I don't use my Polarch invitations because Polarch invitations will require me farming Exarch, and I just don't farm enough Exarch. So I'm just going to do the Ether ones.
You must win this one for me, my champion.
Your champion looks delicious. Hunger.
Are you being for real right now? That
Feast.
in a different universe, he dies before he goes down. GG. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we need to actually make the swap to Dark Monarch now. How much is a Dark Monarch? We have these jewels. We are fine with like 92% chance to avoid stun. We're not missing any mods, right? They lose chaos stress, so that's unfortunate. You know, I'm still very on the fence about switching this, by the way, because some of these jewels can still be better, especially this one. This one I can switch to something way better. Subs Atham. But I'm still on the fence simply because how much of a difference does it make? Let's go back to the original POB. Great Lord. Boom. No power charges. No intimidate. Disable this. These are still fine, or this is still fine. Disable feeding frenzy because there's no source of feeding frenzy. That's about 10 mil DPS, give or take. I think that's all I need to disable, losing the host chieftain. That is substantial. Okay, so that is very substantial actually. So we're going to make the swap. How's the build going? It's going pretty good. We made the swap to a 92% adorned, and we bought some really nice adorned jewels, some very good ones. So I cannot complain. Dark Monarch. I think it's one of the first things. Yeah. I have it quick marks here. I could just take the one from my main. It's probably what I'll end up doing. But I could also find one that has some pretty decent implicit. So let's see. Implicit regen life. No. Implicit max energy shield. Realistically, what corrupts makes sense. This is like the best one. Well, besides this one will also be very good. But we can't bank on that, so level of minion gems doesn't matter too much. I think it's literally just ES and regen, and there's no regen right now. I'm very surprised there's no regen. How is there no regen? Is that the correct wording? Regen percent of life per second. Turn off specters. Let me see. It is the right mod, Sag. There just isn't one for specters. Have I seen the Hydra Spectre build? I think someone posted it on the Minion Discord, but I didn't look into it. I didn't look at it too hard. How is it? I can spend 3D on this. This is 260. This is pretty decent. 245. 256, but I'm not willing to spend an extra 2D on that, so. Simple 40D. Haha. So this is also really good Chaos Rush. I will buy this for a divine. I will buy this one for a divine.
It's a gilded wonder.
A Spectre build, but we had this. Oh, I watched the video for some showcases. It looked pretty decent. I think it's the it's by what's his name again? Oh, this is a different one I had in mind. I remember hearing this song on this one, the Uber Cyrus song, and it was kind of chill. I like the music. And of course, the farming is going to be very, very good because it's Hydras. Oh yeah, this was why I didn't look too hard into it, because Mobalytics, and I was on my phone. I think I'm interested, especially in the defensive shell this character has, simply because I feel like I remember them tanking a Cyrus Meteor, and I think they had molten shell on, but they survived it, so that was really, really impressive. Damage, you have these two, and damage. Yes. Why would you take this node? This node is not the most efficient. Jewel wise, you have vicious bites, you have rotting claws to push it down. Same with this, vicious bites to put you, rotting claws to push it down. How did he craft his clusters, I wonder? He couldn't get the same thing here. Because this is a cluster, the one with vicious bite is a cluster I've always wanted to make, but like every single time I start trying, I'm just like, yeah, I don't care enough. I really hate crafting clusters. I really do. Like, it's not even funny. Yeah, this person uses grand spectrums, right? Yeah. Impossible escape for what? Oh, I was actually meant Forbidden Flesh and Flame. Void Beacon. Oh, so that's how you get this much ES. Let's see, without the Forbidden Flame. Wait, does Void Beacon not do what I think it does? What does Void Beacon do? Isn't that the ES per block? No. Oh, it's nearby enemies have minus cold res. Okay. The decentral con damage. Nice. 1,000 ES regen. Curious. Regen. Oh, it's mostly from the discipline. And then where is the life regen? Flask is a good chunk. Sacrifice righteous army. So sacrifice this one. Okay. Very healthy amount of regen on top of his leech. I like it. 40% reduce extra damage from crits. Ghost Riva, so no recharge. No instant leech. Why no instant leech? Couldn't fit it? I have to assume so. No endurance charges as well. Oh, no endurance charges. Do you have a source of it from here? I can't see a source of endurance charges. Is he using Forest Warrior? He doesn't have endurance. Wait. He had for a split second, I think. Am I bugging? It has here, so I'm assuming it's Forest Warrior. Yeah, there's a Forest Warrior in there. Here, I can see his Immortal Call. I've gone gambling for some 2x corruptions and a level 21 Val Absolution, and while at it, I mispriced this. Oh no. Oh no. Oh 07. You listed it for chaoses instead of divines. Grand spectrums. Wait. Why does he have? He has. He uses Soul Eater, but the Soul Eater is not here, so that's fine. How much increased damage does he have? 836. 106 in custom. What the fuck? The damage is here already. 55, 51. That's 106. Let's remove that. Okay. Probably an honest mistake. Let's see. Pew. 2D instead of 12. I'm sorry, man. These demons are so expensive. That is unfortunate. And it's one of those things where you instantly know the moment, the absolute moment it's gone. It's just, ooh, it's gone. You all you can see is like the Faustus, like, oh, what? Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Fortress Covenant, very healthy amount of increased damage. I like his. I need to craft rings. That reminds me. Actually, that should be my next upgrade. That should be my next upgrade. What? Let me just
Hey, can you do me a favor?
something. What's up?
The mod that says increase charges per use, is that a bad mod? Does it need to be lower or bigger on a flask?
Increase charges per use. You want it to be lower.
Shit, actually.
You want reduce charges per use so you can get more uses.
So on the Wine of the Prophet, it's from 20 to 100. I want it to be as low as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Rosham's was 46.
Bone ring with minions deal increased damage. Fractured 37. I just went to my stash and mess around with something and I see 20 people join the hideouts. Rip.
GG's.
You want wine?
I'm about to, yeah.
Congrats. So it's 12D for the base. 14D for 39% increased damage. I'm inclined to go for that one. What do I need to replace first and foremost? I'm going to need to... I have big fire res here, so I'm going to need to chaos. Wait, no. Int spam until fire res. No, until chaos res, because I can do without this wants chaos res, I think. I can do without the fire res, but I can't do without the chaos res. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So I'm going to in spam until chaos res. How much do I have? 14. So if I buy 2 of these, that's 28. And I'm probably going to need to fracture my own gloom ring if I'm going to craft it. Because I would like the same thing but for gloom ring. $32D. After being burnt, trying to get a gloom ring myself, this price tag is not looking so not being burnt to gloom ring, being burnt to fractures rather. That price tag is not looking so bad anymore. 11 fucking fracture fails on my freaking chest piece. I don't want to feel that again. I've been scarred. But that one is also a perfect 42%. So there's also that.
I'd consider that a win.
We need spites. I'm going to do it until T1 chaos and open suffix. Then we're going to multi-mod, reforge defense, then craft. Multi-mod suffixes can be changed, reforge defense, then craft mini endurance charges is how I'm going to do it. Crafting my first in-stacking ring for my Baron build today. Oh shit, good luck. Let's buy some spite, shall we? Let's buy 200.
I should raise my fees.
Brother, who is blocking me? I just remembered the rings when I was looking through this POB. But yeah, that's going to be a big upgrade for me. Oh, you did it earlier today. How did it turn out? You want to ping it? Picked up a fracture +1 to craft on, but couldn't justify the price for a proper CI ready base. I mean, this cost me quite a bit to craft. Again, it was all on the freaking Twilights and this guy. Like, that was it. And this, as of when I fractured myself, was going for 24, 25D. I most definitely would not buy this one. Oh wait, do I need to do this? Okay, yeah, 20D. Wait, how much is this not fractured? 2D, 3D. Sure. Okay. Let's see the ring. In stacking. Since implicit 6% increase in intelligence. That alone. Let's see. Hidden. Eye level 83. Okay. 7% increase in. Then you have minion damage, minion move speed, attack and cast speed, and then you have intelligence. So you spammed until one of attack cast speed, and then you reforged. Were you going for speed, or did you just happen to get speed, like movement speed? Then minion damage. How did you get your minion damage? I'm curious. How did you craft your prefixes? Making so much money from just playing and re-rolling. I bought my original sim for $2.99 and sold for $5.90. Jeez. And then I bought my Cutie of Fire Sublime for $5.75 and now it's $7.50. Jeez. Good investments. And all the while you were using both of them. What was the big ticket item you dropped again? You gambled House of Mirrors, right? Something like that. And you big one, so then you use that to get big upgrades, something like that.
Can you gamble on this league before it's over, please?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You can gamble. Gambled Apothecaries, House of Mirrors, and Unrequited Loves. Profited big and then just went splurging. Went straight into the casino and came out with bags of money. This was like 5D and just essence spam into T2 evasion, ESEV. You essence spammed in and got your EVES. Oh shit, that's really nice. I had to spend a few divines in Eldritch currency to get my increased ES, and then I just bench crafted the last one. GG.
Why not? The profit cost me 22.
22. Isn't that how much? So it has basically stabilized. I feel like that's how much it was last time I heard about it.
Last time I looked, it was like 18, but I guess I didn't know they were like rule specific before, to be honest. So maybe I looked at a like, very cheap one.
Yeah, possible.
100% increased charges per use.
Bone ring. I'm looking for. Let's say magic. T1 chaos res. Should I really do this? I'll just do 31. Much easier. This shouldn't change anything, right? Yeah. You think one of those Giga Link helmets is biz for absolution or just a nasty, a natural 6 link? By Giga Link helmet, which one are you referring to? The minion hypothermia, minion damage type helmets, or what? Which one exactly? Because in terms of like hypothermia, them, is it worth it? I would say unless you want absolution to be secondary damage, in which case you can't do a helmet type situation. Otherwise, you're probably better off with a 6 link or 7 link if you decide to go for the amulet Unato, right? Because maybe I fucked something up when I tried adding a Giga Link helmet. It was showing some weird numbers. What were the mods you were going for on your helmet for absolution? Are we really going like 100 dry? I guess I don't need chaos res if I get dexterity. So let's go dexterity as well. And let's go 51 just in case. If any mods are found, sure. Because if I can get dexterity here, then my second ring would just not need dexterity. Actually, no, that doesn't really work because I planned on using dexterity essence to craft it, which makes the crafting process easy. If I can't do that, then I have to do something else to craft it. Maybe mana regen? Maybe. Capsule can do hypo minion damage, conk helmets. The problem with like I don't like hypo as a link simply because it requires the enemy to be chilled, which means you need a source of chill. So and if it's like your absolutions that are your source of chill, then you're going to need to hit first without the damage, and then you have the damage boost from hypothermia. And not to mention the hypothermia number is just lower than most awakened gems as well. So you can make it as a part of a bigger minion army-esque setup, but unless like that is your goal, I don't think it's necessarily worth it. Oh, that's how it is. Okay. What other essences can we use on a ring to... We're going for a ring, jewelry, bone ring, essences. What essences are good? I don't need any attributes anymore. I could go regen. I don't think my minions need any movement speed whatsoever. Flat to armor is a prefix, so no. Where are essences? Yeah, flat to armor is a prefix. I think realistically I either go mana regen, which will feel comfy. Mana regen will feel very comfy for this, because I get to replace, I guess, int on this I get to replace the dexterity on this guy with the dexterity on this guy. And of course I get to replace the ints with this int. So this is just a better version of this, basically. This is better than this. So I need chaos res. Chaos res is 100% needed. Then I have an open suffix I can mess around with since I don't actually need dexterity. Actually, no. I will need chaos res. I need chaos res, a suffix, and min endurance charges. That suffix is the question. What can I do on that suffix? I guess I could reforge chaos until I get good chaos res, and that's the only suffix. Or until I get good chaos res and something else. I'd ideally like 2 reses. So reforge chaos until hopefully fire res. But if I don't get fire res, it's not the end of the world. Or I could mana regen my way into chaos res and just know I'm dropping the fire res. Because without this, we are still capped on all res. The only problem is, by the time I take minus 50 lightning cold and lightning res like I typically do, which I typically do this, it is that puts me at 90 res. So by the time it's minus 55, I'm looking at 84. Minus 59, I'm looking at like 80. So, and then lightning res is way worse. Whereas with this, they are still above cap. So beggars can be choosers, but we'll see. Can have. Then we wild bristle matron. Technically, you'd go skitterbots with bone chill and make sure that to make sure the chill happens. Yeah, that is the most consistent, I think.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile.
I cannot do this yet.
The ritual is complete.
I'm gonna need you to reforge ES. All right. T9 energy shield is kind of woeful. I have no prefixes if I use this rank. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. This ring wants to be used. I might have to buy some wild bristle mages because I feel like that was probably my last one. Yeah, I figured. All right, let's buy some wild bristle matron, shall we? How do you start the eternal apple charge loop? You have two options. You either get hits or you use your trigger weapon to proc forbidden right, which counts as a hit. And we're getting our charge loop via enduring composure, which you can use. I should be using a small claw sigil. I bought a mega loop because I thought I was going to use dread march. I still might, I don't know for a fact, but that is how you get the charge loop going. You just get hit. Go take a quick punch to the face and you're all sorted. Wild bristle matron. Can you put aspect on helmets? Probably. 438. 1, 2, 3, 4. 438 is 3D. 3D is 363. Let's say 375. 395. 405. 425. 13. Have you seen the Ghost Legion shit people are doing? What do you mean by Ghost Legion? Brother, thank you. Man left so quick I couldn't even think.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile. The ritual is complete.
By the way, I think I missed this. Okay, I didn't miss anything. Come on. I'm gonna need to reforge defense to hits. Not that way, my guy. Not that way.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile. You are truly a survivor.
Reforge D. Are you what is wrong with you? Let me get this straight. The first reforged defense had 42 evasion and 9 ES. The second one had 42 evasion, no ES. The third one had 9 ES. No. What the fuck is happening? Am I being trolled? actually being trolled. King of it's a little ES. Like at this point, I might as well. What the hell?
Prove to the first ones you are
It's the
worthy.
exact same number too. Just it's 9 ES. 9 freaking ES.
The ritual is complete.
Surely I don't get 9 ES again, right? I swear to God, game. I have no words. I have no words. I have absolutely no words for this. 3 times. I have hit 9 ES. Not 10, not 11, 9. What is wrong with you? Okay. Okay. Charlie, it's done with this 9 ES BS, right?
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile.
I cannot do this yet.
What are the odds of 9 ES every single time? That is what I don't know. Like, holy. It is wild. $50-50. You either hit it or you don't. I'm going to reforge defense one more time. Hey, at least it's not 9 ES. I'll take it. It's not fucking 9 ES. Oh, man. Aspects of the spider. All right, level 30 aspect of the spider. Let's go.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile.
Who's alive?
The ritual is complete.
All right, now you.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile. You are truly a survivor.
Give me a quick second. War boots for the AG. For the ignites. For the fire build. What boots would make sense on the AG? Legacy of Fury should be decent. Prototype, thank you for the follow. How you doing? And welcome, welcome. Legacy of Fury should be decent. It's free Scorch. How's it going? Going pretty good. If you discount the crafts and how I keep getting 9 ES on my ring. Hey, it's not 9. It's not 9. Okay. But yeah, if you ignore that simple fact, then I'm doing pretty good. Imagine if I was actually not using Wild Bristle Mages, but was actually
To the first ones you are
manually meta crafted. Don't have a clue about that. Just know I keep getting, I'm crafting and I have a whole bunch of different options and it keeps somehow hitting 9 as opposed to literally any other value it could potentially roll like 20. Hey, 33, I'll take it. It's a win. It's a fucking win. We'll go. Beggars can't be choosers. Remove crafted mods. Call it a day. Attributes.
I'll put the word out.
GG. Now for this guy, our second ring, we have way less currency to work with. What goes in my helmet again? 1 red, 3 blues. Is it selfish if I make this one blue because I kind of just really like... I'm truly right now, but I really like this one being the red. I like this one being the blue because if this is the blue, let's do this instead. What are the odds of this? Wait, what are actually the odds? Does it wait when it says at least one, it's always the first socket? Okay, because like if it wasn't, I'd have had a lot of questions. All right, it is what it is. I probably should have done at least one blue then. One blue. Cool. Thank you. We keep this as the side, and then what are we gonna do? You know, I have never noticed at least one craft actually just takes that first slot. I have never noticed. Iconic, what's with the hammer apple combo in your weapon slots? This build uses war cries as a big source of its damage scaling, and the reason why using the mace is because of rallying cry. Rallying cry is a buff that takes the added flat damage of your weapon and gives a buff to nearby allies for a percent of that. Double effectiveness for your minions. So we're going to want to have a very high physical damage weapon to actually give that buff to your nearby minions, right? So hence the mace, we crafted this to have a lot of physical damage so that when the rallying cry goes off, they get a big amount of damage as well. And then of course we have minion damage as the essence we use to craft that. So we use a mace because it has a very high base physical damage. High base physical damage. We don't care about the attack speed, we care about the physical damage itself, and the mace is really good for that. Then the apple itself is just to automate our war cry, so we don't have to actually manually press all 3 of them, which would be miserable for me at least. I don't like that. But yeah, that is the why. Oh yeah, tainted jewelers, right? Armorers rather. Oh, all right, we have a dark monarch now, which allows us to have 1 extra spectre, which we will get, but for now we just keep this to the side as is. The question now is, do I actually go for my Gloam Ring? Or do I... If I go for a Gloam Ring, the problem is, and as this is if you want to call it a problem, the problem with going for a Gloam Ring is it's expensive. I think the bases I saw were to the tune of 40 something divines for the base, 32 divines for the base. And then you start crafting, you know, the costs stack up. It's worth it for the implicit, which will make my minions considerably tankier, which I think I need and should be my next upgrade. However, I don't think I'm ready for that expense. You're welcome. I don't think I'm ready for that expense, so we're just going to... This is a divine.
Really?
Actually, put it at 2 first.
Go even higher.
I don't need that sarcasm, Faustus. All right? Cool. So we're going to replace this guy next. By the way, what did you send me? What is this? A kinetic wand. What's the craft's any mace fracture percent of flay phase and of flat phase and minion damage essence until you hit the other mod and now down to those mods. To craft this, I recommend fractured T1 Merciless because that is a much lower weight than flat phase. But if you can't get it, you can't get it. But I recommend fractured increased phase in the T1 range. Then you go into Essence of Fear until you get flat T1 phase. And then from there, if you have an open suffix, you can just go prefixes can't be changed scour instead of trying to annul down. And then you have your empty suffixes, in which case you just multi-mod minion attack speed and trigger. That's basically it. It's very straightforward. Very easy craft. If you get fractured T1 increase phase, then everything else is really easy. But if you get fractured flat phase, then you're going to be essence spamming for a bit. So that increases the essence spam costs, but it should still be pretty chill overall. They're 90C each, do 5 of those. I'm wanting to get fractured T1 minion damage, and I would fracture it myself, but recently I haven't had the best fracture luck. This chest piece, I fractured it myself. I failed this one in 11 times before I finally got it. I do not fancy the concept of doing that for rings. Not one bit, at least. So that's the only problem for me. It's just that trying to get fractured, because like if I really realistically wanted to, I'd have to find a way, which by the way I'd have to find essences. What essences do not naturally roll on bone rings? All the flat damages roll. It'll probably have to be Hysteria or is this Horror? So yeah, Hysteria, Horror. So you get modifiers that don't naturally roll, and then you can recomb the bone ring with another gloam ring in order to save your minion damage. But gloam rings are expensive enough that you can't really do that. I guess you can. I guess what you would do if you really wanted this on a gloam ring is, because gloam rings are a few divines per craftable gloam ring, the way I would go about it is I'd probably alt spam for T1 minion damage. I'd aug a suffix because you don't care about which suffix, you just want the suffix. Then I'd imprint Regal, try to Regal, and then try to exalt to 4 mods and then fracture. If I fail, I use the imprint and I try again until I get it. So it's slightly more expensive than using recom to revert your fail safes, but this is cheaper than buying a new gloom ring and then rolling for it again. That's how I would go about fracturing it. It's just I don't really fancy the idea of going unlucky again and then spending way more than I should on this, because literally while I was 11 fracture fails on my chest piece, I just felt like I was deleting currency and not seeing anything, any progress to show for it, and that felt really bad. That felt really bad, but we'll see. We'll see. This is still 39% extra damage that we have. I love it. I think realistically I should go for minion attack speed over fire res, because I don't really need it. Like, I don't really need it. So go for chaos res and minion attack speed on the second ring as my 2 suffixes. I think that's the play. Oh wait. Awaken melee phase 5 is how much? I guess the quality doesn't matter because it's on my helmet, right? I just care about the intimidate. Okay, cool. Gems. Do I not have minion damage? Or minion life, rather? I don't have minion life, I have minion damages. I don't have minion life. Do I have meat shield?
Hail, Godslayer.
Wait, I have feeding frenzy, don't I? I have feeding frenzy here. So feeding frenzy, and then
Godslayer.
minion life. Where is minion life? Here. And now we need to get host chieftain. Also, turn this off. Turn this off. Then we're going to go to Act 7, Ashen Fields. I'm going to find... Oh no. No. My Syndicate operatives are going to shatter all the corpses. Okay, not all of them, actually. Where are the monkeys at? I don't know which of the monkeys you are, so I can't raise you. Oh, there. Host shifting. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start off with this. We're going to remove you. So Syndicate Operatives, Syndicate Operatives, 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 Hydra, Um, Turtle. I think that is the order I want it in. The only cause for concern is that Carnage Shifting is currently at the forefront. But that is fine. Or Whole Shifting is at the forefront. But that is fine because it's discreditable, so it's fine. Any specific mace to fish for or a base, it's about the same. You want a gavel. The order is in the notes of what I sent you, I think. Reaver Axe is the best, but it's meta, so it would be expensive to get the fracture. Gavel is next, and aside Gavel, you want the Royal Axe is the next best base. I don't know past that. I didn't actually check, but those are the three priorities. Sup. Links for AG. By the way, who is this that linked their wand? I assume someone I don't know, or maybe I do. I don't know. Oh, prototype? Oh, you just bought your endgame one. I missed that message. Oh, you're going in Wonder? That is a nasty wand. Mirror tier, right? Double implicit. Sheesh. Congrats. I completely missed that message. Links. AG, multi-strike, wed, wide damage or full life. You're better off. What's the multi? One, two, three, four. I feel like there's better gems in here. You can't use melee fizz because you're getting flat. You get a lot of flats. You can't go added fire either because you don't have fizz. Hypothermia could be an option because you do have the Spectre. Hypothermia is an option, but that's probably around the same as damage when full life. You're going what might be Headhunter Helm. So Behead is not an option. I guess there aren't too many good options. Not bad, not bad. I can feel the single target increase. All right. Now I just need to afford my second ring, which would help them stay alive. Having that reduced damage is very big, but yeah. Did I note? Wait. Did I actually notice the the power charges? I feel like I didn't. Huh. We'll run one more and see. We have a monkey, right? Yeah, we do. The monkey is here. Okay, we do. I'm going to watch out for the for the
Foolish maven, come to feed me, champion. Hunger. The pain.
okay, I can see them. Okay, I can see them. All right, we're chilling. Unlikely to get more than one chart at a time with one host shifting. I think we're fine to get multiple. It just depends on the encounter. While we're clear maps, we 100% will have all the charges. The only problem is when there's downtime in the fight. Like with Ita, the problem is his beam phase will degen charges, as an example. You know, invuln phases will be problematic for get actual like 3 charges. That's like the biggest problem with the charge monkeys. But aside that, like while we're clearing, I just wanted to make sure that I picked the right monkey and that it was actually, oh yeah, this is supposed to be better than this now. I forgot about that. Or they're supposed to be net neutral actually, but I mean, one of them has less minion life, the other doesn't. And I think we all know which one I'd prefer. Also, what level is this? Feeding frenzy.
My mana is gone.
Then Awakening melee phase is going to be a, sometimes it's up, and when it's up it has good damage up, it has a good damage boost. But unless I guess my turtle and my monkey are potentially both hitting it, it won't be up. And it's not going to be 100% uptime either on that intimidate, unless I find a better hitting specter, you know, than the turtle or something. But I'm not about to do all that. I'm not about to do all that. Yo, the clear speed is so beautiful right now. With all the damage upgrades we've had, nothing is living. So we're going to do a T17 after this, I think. I just felt the 90-something% chance to... Ooh. 90-something% chance to get stunned. Or to avoid stun. I just felt I actually just got stunned. So... I mean, it's doable. I would rather it be 100%. So... I think I might splurge on the extra, you know. It's way cheaper to get one more jewel that has chance to avoid stun than it is to get an 100% adorned. I can tell you that much. So we know what we're going for. Can always take Hydra off DPS and into intimidate. Yes, this is something I considered, but here's the problem with that. Hydra in DPS is just 1-to-1 always better than intimidate, which is why Hydra is where it is. Because if same POB, if I just take off intimidate, we're at 46 mil. But if I switch Hydra from being here, let's go turtle or something, and then instead make this Hydra, and then make this, you know, including full DPS, yada yada. Hydra with barrage is now doing 500 and we're at 45 mil. But now we have intimidate. Actually, I almost forgot that. Yeah, but now we have intimidate, so slightly worse than just straight up having Hydra as a damage specter. Post chieftain, and then Hydra. See what I mean? And this is without intimidate. So It's slightly less DPS having the Hydra there to perma proc intimidate. And for whenever the Hydra does proc intimidate, we go from 46 to 49. Or whenever the monkey and turtle proc intimidate, we go from 46 to 49. So like realistically, our I want to say, how many attacks do they throw a second? Let's start there. Let's remove this actually, and let's copy and paste this. This one is none. This one is none. Okay, cool. This one is going to be Hydra. This one is going to be Turtle. And then this one is host shifting. Okay, everything is set up well. Realistically, let's see. Host shifting attacks 1.46 times a second. So basically 1.5 times a second. So in 2 seconds, they've thrown 3 attacks. The turtle is 1.85. Attacks quicker. I would never have guessed that. So we're looking at almost 4 attacks a second. A bit less than 4 attacks a second. So between 3 and 4 attacks is, in 2 seconds. In a 2-second period, we're seeing 7 attacks go through, assuming they are on the enemy. This is assuming they're on the enemy and not walking to them, because the turtle is slow. Now, if they are on the enemy, 7 attacks in 2 seconds, that means we're looking at a 70% chance to have procced Intimidate in the past 2 seconds. Intimidate lasts 4 seconds. So it's guaranteed if they are both hitting, but if only the monkey is hitting, because I think the monkey is reliable, the turtle is not. If only the monkey is hitting, exactly, like that is why I think the monkey is fine. But I like convocating my minions away from enemies, because Syndicate operatives tend to melee if they're too close, but they have to be very close melee, so it's typically not a problem. But so that means the turtle has to walk to the enemy. So let's only calculate with the monkey and not the turtle, because the turtle is slow. With just the monkey, that is 3 attacks in 2 seconds, and so over 4 seconds, that's 12 attacks. So that will proc Intimidate on average. No, wait, 3 attacks in 2 seconds. Okay, that's 6 attacks. So that is a 50-50 if it procs or not. So it's not guaranteed, actually. I misdid the calculation there. It's not guaranteed. It's 60% chance, roughly. At 60% chance, that means instead of Intimidate, we should have realistically 6% increased. Where is it? It should be It should be nearby enemies take 60%, 6% increased damage instead of 10%, if I wanted to be accurate. And then if the turtle is on it, then it's guaranteed. Not even a question if it is going to happen. They are intimidated if the turtle is there. The question is the turtle there? Because like, if you look at how slow the turtle is, where are you? I guess it's not even the slowest because I have haste. There's also that. And I will get this guy to 20, so that should help a tiny bit. But all of these are just marginal increases that would increase the uptime on Intimidate. All in all, I think Intimidate has decent uptime. I don't think it's a perfect 100% uptime. I think it's mostly up, but it's going to have moments where it's probably down in the way we have it set up, so long as we're conjugating our minions away. If we end up having a boss where we actually can leave the minion to just do its thing, then 100% it's going to be up fully, because the turtle is going to be on the enemy and hitting and all of that. And while we clear, we don't care about Intimidates. This is without Intimidates. DPS really only matters on single targets. I say single target on where is the second? Where is it? 2120 there. The best part about the upgrades I think I made today is that prior to those upgrades, my minions were a lot more reliant on my war cries. So every single upgrade I make that is like buffing my my adorn setup makes it so my minions are less reliant on my war cries, and as they are less reliant on my war cries, that means clear feels way better because things just die in less hits effectively. Like in situations like this, we're going to have a full like 3 power charges on all minions because they're just perma fighting, right? Dude, look at the freezes. I love it. Can I just say, I have never had minion builds freeze enemies this much, and I'm loving every second of it. I wouldn't change that for anything. I feel like this Claire is actually getting better than Defilers low-key. Because like Defilers were good Claire. But because of the nature of Doriani, they were good Claire when you were close to the enemy, and when they were from further away, you'd have more stragglers. This kills everything. Regardless of range because of how we're scaling it. So in terms of Claire speed, I would honestly say these might actually be even slightly better than Defilers. Oh, and I almost forgot something I was nerfing myself with realistically is if you really want to, you can do this. Gems volley. You can do volley instead of GMP for single targets. And if we were to just do this, if I can click, and we go into single targets again, you just by using volley, we still get the overlap without the damage nerf that is a GMP. And keep in mind, it's a level 14 volley, so it could be better than this, but just, and it has no quality, yada yada yada.
You must win this one for me, my friend.
Foolish maiden, come to feed me, champion.
Oh wait, I'm trolling.
Feast.
All right, we have to redo this. I forgot to switch my increased crits back in here. True, I know. Actually, let's do an Uber. Let's do that, actually. We'll do one of these guys. Let's see how it feels. I think I was holding the lonely, right? 3? I think I had 2. Yeah.
I should raise my fees.
Look, Father, isn't it beautiful?
Not now, Zana.
Okay, perhaps later.
But later never came. Patience is a mercy. Irrevocable thoughts. You cannot hide from fate. Irrevocable thoughts.
My mana is gone.
I am not the end. Patience is a mercy.
Okay. I was decided to stand too still. We need to find a good balance of standing still, but I do like my damage.
I am not the end. You cannot hide from fate. Intolerance.
I cannot do this yet.
Brother, I was working with the freaking balls. Skill issue. Skill issue.
Invocate. I am not the end.
Where is he?
Negligence.
I feel like that's in my cue to step away. Yes, it is.
You cannot hide from.
It's fine. It's decent, I guess. I forgot Bottled Fate existed. Oh well. What is this? Oh, my internet's okay. GG. All right, so we can't actually kill Ubers. What is the easiest Uber? I think for me, what Uber do I find the easiest? I'll be honest, I actually don't know the answer to that question. What do I think is the easiest Uber? I think Shaper is relatively easy. Shaper is relatively easy, I think. Cyrus would be too difficult because my minions would have to survive a lot of damage, and that would not be great for them because they honestly are still on the squishier side. Cortex is the easiest. 100% Cortex. Aside Cortex though, we've done one of the new bosses. Honestly, wasn't that bad. And this is all considering this build was never made to be single target / Uber viable. It's very impressive that I can kill an Uber just to even start there. When I went in, I wasn't expecting it to be able to kill Ubers because Syndicate Operatives, I mean, since their nerf, they have been so. Now you can kill Ubers on Syndicate Operatives if you relatively easy if you go Doriani, but I personally felt Doriani would be boring. I think Doriani is very overused, and I kind of wanted something different. Hence why we are not Doriani again. We've already played Doriani. It's kind of like if I went Doriani again, it's like same thing, different flavor. It's like I don't want that. Sure. Do I actually feel a difference in the clear speed? Is a good question. The reason I ask is because I'm currently using volley, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm feeling a difference in the clear speed, but I feel like I am. I feel like there's a very not insanely high but a notable. Brother, I can't move. Why could I not move? Was I getting stunned or something? Yeah, I think I'm going. I need to get 100% chance to avoid stun on my jewels. I think it's actually non-negotiable. I don't like getting stunned at all. Now let's switch this back and let's see. It's just way better coverage, right? So I assume I'm losing clear speed by not using GMP. Not to mention, GMP is better off-screen potential. With GMP, they are going to hit, and they're going to hit anybody in that general direction because of how the projectiles fan out. Whereas with volley, they'll hit they'll hit some, not all. Okay, so we're going to take off this ring. So we drop to 72 lightning res without it. Cold res is still fine, but lightning is not, and this is 42. So this is a weaker aura, or it's a weaker altar rather, and it can easily be worse. So yeah, we're going to need. We would definitely want to get fire res. I think we want to get double res. We want to replace both of them perfectly. I know it's more damage to go attack cast speed. If we can fit it, I mean, that'd be awesome. I don't know that we can.
This world is not yours!
I do kind of want to do more Ubers, so maybe we'll try more Ubers on this setup. Realistically, we still have a lot of power to get in the form of at least one. We need one extra ring with increased minion damage. We need one extra cluster, which would give me one extra adorned jewel on the left side and the right, and then these guys could get 35% increased effect, which give us ES as well as attack speed and damage. Of course, we have a lot of like small upgrades here and there that we can get.
I cannot do this yet.
But all these small upgrades will end up, you know, adding up to being a very, very notable DPS increase. While we're at it, like I said, let's do at least one more Uber. I think I'm gonna just do Shaper. I like Shaper, and I think I know Shaper as a fight enough so that I can go with lower DPS and still succeed. I think. Which one is Shaper again? I think it's this one. Yeah. 2.
We'll make it happen.
And then past this, we might do some T17s. And then I will make a guide video tomorrow on this.
I see you, little mouse.
Because that's my plan.
Here, run along.
Do I have any weapon swaps to do? No. I wanna try my single target with GMP because I much prefer GMP over volley in terms of just overall clear and everything. Did he? My guy, why did you go? He literally left us and went to hide inside his canopy. The fuck?
My money is gone.
You tamper with things you do not understand. Fear
tastes so sweet!
Did she leave? Oh.
Your recklessness will not
Also,
go
realistically, I should be using my leap slam in these fights. Because I'm currently, you know, not actually proccing my offering, which is a big part of my damage.
I've missed this. Just bloody die. This is your final warning. Leave. You force my hand again, little mouse. So be it. You've chosen to side with chaos. This is my world, and you shall obey my order.
I cannot do this yet.
All right, you teleporting us away or no? Okay.
Irrelevant.
I'm pretty sure I can't tank his slam. Pretty sure.
He's injured, but not for long. We need to get back.
Behold the face of your unmaking.
Father, it's me. Let me help you.
The horror must be stopped. Obstacles destroyed. Embrace my misery. Failure. Ambivalence.
I was caught in the middle of a leap slam. That's on me. All right. Let's go.
Failure. Ambivalence.
Did he slam me? Cause I didn't see what killed me there. Was that I slam? I got shotgun by 4 of those balls. I'm not entirely sure which it was.
Embrace my misery. Failure. Ambivalence.
Balls to the face. Got it. It's getting a whole lot more hectic.
Embrace my misery. Failure.
That was on me. That was a skill issue. I didn't see when his face stopped and when he started doing balls again.
Embrace my misery.
I cannot do this
Imperfect.
All right.
He's recovering. We need to find a way back quickly.
Let me see if
These memories are mine. I cannot lose them.
They lied to you, Father. I'm your true memory.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed. Ultimate chaos. Embraced failure, ambivalence.
last portal. Let's go. Let's clutch up. Where is he?
Embraced by misery. Ultimate chaos is gone. Failure, ambivalence.
GG. We tried. There was too much going on there. We didn't have enough DPS, I think, for me to, with my current skill level on Shaper, to kill him. Skill issue, I know. I had the DPS to kill him. I just didn't have the DPS that I required to kill him. So, let me think. With that in mind, what other Ubers should we... You know what? I realistically should have just swapped this out. Realistically, that... It was sure to not use volley for that. It was sure to not use volley. Okay. What other Ubers are there that I might find more forgiving for my current setup? I say Cortex, but realistically, Cortex can have some problematic moves if you can't blink, and I can't blink. Like if that's if the curtain looking boss does, I think, the circle attack that comes in, I don't think I can actually leave the circle without dying because I don't have a blink. And that can be problematic, I think. Because this is not a blink and neither is this. Cross blink would work, obviously. I don't know. It's fine. We'll just go back to mapping. We're going to add one Scarab on each of those though. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 1. And the reason is I want to run a T17 Sanctuary as my next map. I'm going to find something that isn't screwing us over. Shaper Touch can... Oh my god, I rewrote Suppress thing instinctively because of all the time I have played Defilers, but I'm no longer on Defilers. Reflect LE is fine, but minus max res will make me no. Crit, Frenzy, no. How much chaos res do I have? 55. So my minions have a fair amount, but nothing crazy. Do I want to go all damage can poison? Probably not. Both on a player expire 100% faster is the worst thing I could run. Well, aside petrification statues, of course. Those are worse. I can do meteors if I just don't stay still, simply because I still have one flask that is going to be going. but I feel like it will kill me. But I want to try for science, but I feel like it's a bad idea because this guy will proc a lot like he usually does, and each time he procs I will have a meteor hurling at me. Let's not do that. I'd be worried for volatile cores simply because of my minion survivability, but let's see. I'm not using minion damage, so I'm hoping that it is on the finer side. Do I should have probably daily orbed it, probably.
Cannot do this yet.
Oh! I kind of forgot. I am not taking minus PDR in a T17, at least until after I kill the boss. Oh, why, thank you very much. I wonder if volatile cores are actually going to one-shot me. I want to believe the answer is no, but I don't know for a fact. Where is the boss here? All I see, my
mana is gone.
Anything else here that's from a shrine? No.
Be gone. You will know pain.
So I can't tank it. All right, cool.
Be gone. Swift death. I will bathe this world in blood. Impressive, but futile. You will know pain.
I know better than to tank this second phase because I think she actually enrages or something. Because I think she has an enrage mechanic.
Inevitable.
Oh my god!
Be gone.
I took AoE. Oh, that was.
Be gone. Swift death. You will know pain. Be gone. I cannot die. You know this.
GG. That was very straightforward, actually. Wait a second. Wait. Let me test the theory. Okay, no. Okay. I thought leaving Lycia resurrected my dead minion. Because I actually had a minion die. I can see the orb. Oh god. Oh god. The freezes are getting so much more reliable. It's actually getting me excited for when I fully scale the build. You know what? We're going to try tanking one volatile core. One. We're going to, for science. We're going to do it for science. It's not good to, don't risk your XP for science, but I have to do it. Emphasis on just the one. It has to be the one. I have to know it's only the one. Is one of your Spectres Crush Claw? I forget. No, I do not have a Crush Claw as a support Spectre. Crush Claw has increased cold damage taken, if I remember correctly, which is nice, but it's not going to do as much as, say... Okay, let's eat this one. Please don't give me... Oh, we live. All right. We actually can eat a volatile core. That's beautiful. Probably has a lot to do with the 90 max res we have. Increased cold damage checking. Yeah, it does. I think the other support Spectres we have just outclass it. And I don't think it's worth losing one more DPS Spectre. I could be wrong on the one more DPS Spectre. I can't test it and see. Oh, 20 monsters left. All right. GG. It's AoE. It's a Screech they have, and it's AoE, but it's not 100% uptime. I don't remember the exact. I think it's like 20%, or is it 15% increased cold damage taken, and 50% uptime. Pretty sure it's 50% uptime. 12 seconds, 6-second duration. Yeah. 20%, so it's 10% average. So if I go I don't think I've broken anything in config, right? Minions don't have endurance charges. That's where I was wrong. They don't actually. I thought Enduring Cry gave everybody endurance charges. It does not. It actually doesn't give your minions endurance charges. It gives allied players. It gives players endurance charges, but it doesn't give them, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Anyways, the numbers look fine. I don't think I've broken anything, so I'm going to save it here and call it a day. So it's saved. So let's do nearby enemies 10% increased cold damage taken. And then let's either take away one Syndicate Operative, which is 1, 2, 3. Loss in DPS. Or power charges. Loss. Big loss, actually. What about from one power charge? Nah, even just one power charge is an upgrade. Who else was there in the support list? Hydra. It can't be better than Hydra. Hydra is a big aura. And it's also damage, so yeah. All right, so I was correct. I've double checked it just to be 100% sure, but yeah, it doesn't beat any of the current minions or options. If I had the extra 2 spots to like go to 12 max specters by having the shield, then yes, I think Crush Claws would have been worth it at that point. But as it is, I don't think it is. All right, so we've done the showcase T17. So that I needed for tomorrow's video. We've done Uber, one of the new Ubers, if I forget his name, that guy. We've done that, but again, this is not an Uber bosser. You don't use this build to kill Ubers. It can if you really want it to. So if you need it for like challenges, you can get it done. But this is not an Uber bosser. It's a speed mapper. What is this? Okay.
Let's get it done. Cover me.
Feeding Frenzy for crits. The only way I know how to give endurance charges to minions is ambush charge, chest, or perfect warlord. Perfect warlord is, there's perfect warlord. There is anime guardian with replica victorious, can give endurance charges to minions. There is does ambush charge work? There is conduits. Conduit also works, I think. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Conduit doesn't work. I don't think ambush charge works. And of course, you can also use replica victorious or yourself to give them if you need to. So there's a few ways. Some better than others. Like if I had to, perfect warlord would be the best option of these to actually sustain endurance charge and or endurance charges on all your minions. I think he's the best bet in that regard. Dude, look at how they are shattering. Like they cross the corner and they just disappear. I love it.
I won't fail.
The luxuries that you forget exist on the minion build, because typically we just can't freeze. Shatters are stuff we can only aspire to have.
Go. I'll handle it from here.
But I think it's all the base damage scaling that is really just pumping their average damage up to the point where they can actually do this for the regular mobs. Did I just see a chest? Oh, I thought I saw a chest somewhere. Oh shit, we have new level 20 gems. Out of the last set of race specters I leveled up, only one went to 2120, and that's what is currently my... That's what these guys are currently using, 2120 there.
Exile, you're getting to unravel this one. This is done.
Ooh. The one thing I wish I could change about City Square is like all these project these shields that are just up all over the place. Like I really don't like that enemies can spawn behind them. But like other than that, I really like City Square as a whole.
Good day.
Ooh, reverence, let's go. I feel like I saw that there was a challenge for originator influence map. Sure, let's do that. We're just going to make the maps rare. Right, that's all we need to. And we just need to have a bunch of chaoses to make sure it's actually runnable. We can do this. Like that's all. Say less. Oh, you bitch. All right. We have to do that. Because like I am poison immune because I am CI. However, my minions are not. And they don't have too much in the way of... Oh. Yeah, we still have Pinning Frenzy in there. That works out. Pretty sure that is where most of the chests would be. This square is, I think, where most chests end up being. If it's not in this square, it could be in the outer one, but like it's not worth checking if you don't want to. And I don't even check that square. I just wanted to confirm my theory, and we found a very healthy amount of chests. Why are we stacking up here? Because of my turtle? I thought ambush charge worked by having thrown that on an AG in a while. We can check. If it says part, I think it says party, right? Ambush charge is, yeah, it says party member, so it doesn't work. Your minions aren't considered your party members.
No! Not here! Not now! I almost have it!
What a bummer. You should have seen me when I found out ambush charge would not work for mercenaries last league. You'd be like, but aren't they party members? Like, no, nope, it doesn't count. It most definitely does not count. Increase crit, feeding frenzy, switch back. Before I forget to switch, also, I really enjoy finishing influence maps using intimidating cry just for movement speed.
You did it!
Reduced effect from curse auras. This we'll do it though. It doesn't have any scarabs. We don't care much, I hope. Brother, what is this lag? Do I need to switch from Texas? The fuck? It's looking like I do. What the fuck? This is not my internet. Thank God we found the exits. Oh, look, it's the guy. Okay, so it's looking like I don't need to change servers. Kind of fix itself. This is fine.
It is ready.
I just need to make sure I'm getting the actual like modifiers on it so I can actually finish that. And I'll just keep doing this whenever I get Egan. But this is Atoll. Oh, I really like Atoll as an Egan map simply because it's so easy to find your way. Just hug one side and you eventually run into the boss. There. You just want to make this guy giga tanky because this is res, life, and in the endurance charges for brother. Have mercy. Max life, curse. Sure. When I saw the red charge last, I'm just like, yo, did anything happen to my cries? Then I remember that I have intimidating cry on, and intimidating cry probably looks red. I haven't actually seen. I don't know for a fact what it looks like. Yeah, it is red. I just confirmed. All right, we're done with Egan, so we can switch back.
Observe divinity. Engulf. Coursing faith. You deny a god.
One moment, Exile.
That puts us at 171. We'll be done with that challenge sooner than later. Or sooner or later. Is there anything else I want to showcase this build doing before tomorrow? I don't think so. Off the top of my head, not really. Put this on the side because it's corrupted. Speaking of corrupted, I can actually run that actually. Who would have thunk it? I don't want to see level 20 gems if I'm being honest. I kind of really don't want to see level 20 gems.
I cannot do this yet. Go to Hinekora.
All right, let's go remove level 20 gems. Load, customize gems. Disable. 21, sure. let's see 21s, and let's see quality 20 pluses. But let's not see Val gems. Let's not see 20 gems. Okay, cool. We'll go Grands here. Grands are nice money. Let's just clear this area before I go any further, so I know I don't have to do it later.
This world isn't yours to conquer.
Also, Dragon, if you're still in chat, to make your regen from Enduring Cry very comfortable, this Rune Graft Warp, I don't know where I put it. Rune Graft of the Warp, very, very nice. 100% recommend. It feels really nice to have. You can obviously skip it and have more DPS. Ooh. You can skip it and have more DPS, but I personally recommend it. It feels really nice. Before it and before you get all the other pieces to really get your duration scaling, it can feel a bit touch and go because you have to be right. You have to be proccing it right as soon as it's off cooldown. But when you get warp, it becomes very smooth. Good night. Good night, Yako. Thanks for stopping by. You should get some rest. It's late for you, right? Very late. 9 ES is going to haunt me for the rest of my crafting life, I think. 4 hours, 4 hours to sleep. Hey, 4 hours is better than none, as they say. Who needs 8 hours anyways? Ooh. Syndicate operatives clear so fast, it almost feels like you have explode, but you don't. Like you kill one thing, or you try to kill one thing and everything in multiple screens die. Very few specters actually can say anything similar to that. Very, very few. You're trying now, Big Boom. Good luck. Okay, let's not eat too many of those. All in the name of reading. This is why PoE players don't read. Plus dex minus chaos stress, depending on your setup, might be fine, but it's not worth anything. By the way, did I ever sell my alterations? I feel like I didn't. Yeah, I never did. One for 915. How are Syndicate operatives to the other meta specters? Single target, they're not going to beat Reg Defilers or Frostbearers. But clear-wise, they beat both Wretch Defilers and Frostbearers. That is kind of how they rank, and they are way more expensive to get going than the other two. The other two need way less for them to succeed, whereas Syndicate operatives need a bit more investment to get off the ground. They need a bit more help. But once they do get off the ground, their clear speed is insane, as you can see. The difference between them and Defilers is Defilers clear off screen. Okay, these guys are mowing down off screen enemies, mostly because they don't need Doriani, so there's no AoE around them that like there's no AoE nuke zone around your character, you know. These guys do the same damage off screen as on screen, so with the exception of like just using your regular purse. So what that effectively means is the number of times I get things on my screen versus things off my screen. Most of the time it's off my screen because things just die as they throw volleys of attacks. So for a speed map enjoyer, probably one of the better specters for you to use if you build them right. The only thing is, depending on the juiced content you want to run, they do end up being much squishier than, say, Wretch Defilers. So that's something else you need to account for, either by scaling a bit more defenses for them, or, you know, you need to account for it in some way. Do they not shotgun anymore? They don't shotgun in the same way they used to. They still do, but not in the same way they used to. Whenever Syndicate operatives attack, they throw 3 projectiles. These 3 projectiles shotgun. They can hit the same target. However, when you get multiple projectiles, like from GMP, each of these 3 projectiles gain projectiles. But those extra projectiles, you're still only getting 3 shotguns per cast. So the only thing getting additional projectiles does is it makes it more reliable for these 3 projectiles to hit the same targets. But in theory, with a target big enough, you don't actually get a damage increase from going GMP versus not, if you assume that the 3 daggers hit the same targets, which is, again, it's not guaranteed, right? But if you use something like GMP, there is no universe where all 3 projectiles don't overlap on the same target, so we just use GMP. And GMP is just way better for Claire. Not way better, but it's better than Volley for Claire. I think Volley is better for single target than GMP.
I'll take you all down with me. It's done. Get out of here.
By the way, is this level 20 yet? Not yet.
Be hunted, Exile! This one is captured. I now will take it.
Uh-oh.
My mana is gone.
Einhar, I don't know what you're doing in my map, but I would rather you weren't here. I hope you know this. I hope you genuinely know I do not like you, Einhar. I do not like that you're in my map or making me hunt beasts I did not ask for. I will gladly use your beast to craft. Don't get me wrong. Gladly, any day of the week. Just miss me with them in my maps. But then again, I did use a fair amount of okay. I used a fair amount of yellow beast today, I would say. So I guess it's not the worst thing that you're here. But I don't think I'm also lacking for yellow beast either. Just because of my experience, I think last league with yellow beasts, I always played safe, and I always just killed all Ironheart beasts in my map. I'm just like, okay, It's a yellow beast. I'll kill it. I don't want to run out of yellow beasts. Wait. There is someone alive. Who are you? There's a rogue exile alive. I saw some ball lightnings. Where did they come from? Oh, they died. Oh, lol. Is there a reason to not do necromancer for these specters? The reason, if you're asking the reason why I went chieftain, I went chieftain because I think they require a lot of flat physical damage, and flat physical damage, a big source of that is rallying cry. That is why. So by going rallying cry, I'm able to give them a lot of flat fizz, and I'm going chieftain because I want infinite power, which allows me to go auto war cries. So I don't have more buttons to press, basically. This way I do not have more buttons to press. I always have max power charges or power from my war cries. Not power charges, power from my war cries. And I have 90 max fire res or max res. So that is why we didn't go witch. Which could, in theory, if you were okay with piano gameplay, which could in theory still have decent damage on it, simply because you have access to some extra multipliers on the witch. And of course you can choose to just not go warcry, but if you don't go warcry, you might need more jewel sockets that you can spare for your adorned setup, so you can get even more flat fizz to scale that way, because these guys really do need flat damage, I would say. They really want flat damage.
I've almost got it.
Especially since now converting flat fizz also has that big multi. Ooh, what did we get? Ooh, duped Valdos. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. What are you? Oh, that's a unique guy. A part of me wants to level this character to level 100 via 5 ways, because by getting those 2 extra jewel sockets, or I guess 1 in my case, it'd be so much extra damage that I would have access to, just because of the nature of adorned and adorned jewels, right? But at the same time, I don't think I care enough. Like, I'm already level 97 playing naturally. I'm almost at level 98, and this is without... I'm not using amelioration, so... This is just naturally playing, and I already have a level 100, so I don't really feel the need to go for a second level 100. Holmes Cash. I'm only going to kill you because I know you have shit loot, but it's extra monsters to kill, and I tend not to just leave monsters on my map. All right. Is there anything I'm missing before we end stream today? What else did I want to do? We have our Dark Monarch, who swapped to having a Carnage Chieftain. We have Feeding Frenzy, all that good stuff. Am I missing anything? I feel like if there's anything I'm missing, it's going to be in here. Obviously, I could be slightly tankier by switching this Megalo for an actual just small cluster. I'm missing the 3 points that I would use to go for my last jewel socket. So there isn't really a point in having something more than this jewel, because I would have 1 extra point in the cluster jewel if I take this one, but then the 2, 3, 4, 5 missing. Wait, are they missing? I think one of them is actually in here. It's in this Runegraft of Gemcraft, because I do believe I removed that from my setup, right? No, I did not. I didn't? I guess I didn't. Must have removed something else then. I don't remember. So where is the points, I guess? Oh, that, yeah, I did. Okay. I guess that's why this is here. It's optional, but it's something I'll have to talk about when I make the guide. So I need to write a note somewhere to talk about it. But basically, you're picking between Runegraph of the Warp and +1 all support gems. Why? This is more damage, but if you choose to go for Warp, it feels better. This obviously wouldn't show on POB, but this has the more uptime on your Enduring Cry, feels really comfortable. So I recommend Warp over this one. Well, they're both options, basically. I think that is what we're supposed to go for. Either or works, doesn't matter which one you go for. It's just, do you want the slight DPS edge, or do you want the the warp. I have both in here, so that's where the last point that I was talking about missing is. So I take the point from here. That's 1, 2 points, and then the 3 points that I have to level will form the 5 points I need for the cluster jewel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 points. And with those 5 points, I now have some. You have 1 extra jewel socket for the last adorned jewel, which, you know, will give me another 11% attack speed and a whole lot of flat fizz, which is always nice for them. And that'd be close to where I would end scaling the build, I think, if I got to a level 100. That is, I don't think I'm going to get to level 100, and we do have a next build to work on, because I know what my next build is going to be. I already know what it's going to be. I do not have a POB for it yet, and I can't POB the damage anyways, so like, it doesn't really matter. Not really. Can't POB the damage, but I know what it is going to be, and I know what else is there, and I have an idea for how I want to scale it. It's like, I already know the items I plan to use. I haven't actually like putting pen to paper. I only have like a rough sketch of what the tree is going to look like. Now bear in mind, this tree I'm about to show you, I made it in like 10 minutes. I haven't actually spent time fine-tuning it, or just literally go everywhere and pick up the typical things you would pick up. So in my head, for what this is going to look like, we're going to have 40-ish% fortification, so 40% less damage taken from hits. We're going to have 7 endurance charges, so 28% less physical and elemental damage taken. And we are, with a mage blood, we'll be going for 90% all res, so that would be another big damage reducer right there. So tankiness wise, we are going to be stupidly tanky, and then past that, we are going to be scaling a whole lot of what they call minion damage, I guess. And for wave clear, we are going to be relying on banners, and of course we're also going to be technically spell suppress cap, because we plan on using banners, and that has spell suppress, so we are technically that as well. Block wise, we have temper shield, so we have some spell block. I don't think we're actually going to scale that much in the way of block, but like I said, this is something I cooked up in like 10 minutes. I don't really have much past this fleshed out. You notice that everything is empty. Literally everything is empty. Like, I literally just did this and close the POB for the night. I think it was by like 3 a.m. or something. But I just had to have a visual working of like what I would have wanted the tree to look like, because in theory, I know I'm going to have 2 large cluster jewels and 4 medium cluster jewels between these 2 sides, and I know those are going to take a fair bit of points, so that's why I'm leaving it at this. I don't need any reservation efficiency. I could go for some aura effects at the best, but I don't need that either. And I'm thinking I go blood magic too to solve mana cost, because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to solve mana cost. Zero idea how I solve mana cost without blood magic. I guess I don't need that much in the way of mana cost, but I don't have mana regen, so something like my offering is the biggest worry. My offering will take a lot, unless I use life tap on it, then that could work. Life tap on that. But if I don't use blood magic, which I plan to, if I don't use blood magic, I would still only use D-term as my aura, because I think I plan on using sublime vision there for the extra endurance charges, hence 7 endurance charges, and a lot of armor. And I think theoretically I want to take the Grey Spectre, which will be a fair amount of evasion, and we're already in the armor EV part of the tree, so we're already picking up some armor EV. Not a lot of EV. In terms of ascendancies, I haven't decided if I want to go Katarina or if I just want to take more armor EV, because the build is not going to use ES. It's going to mostly be armor EV. So, and I also haven't figured out if I want to use iron reflexes or not. You know, if I go block, then I could do iron reflexes and I still have spell suppress. However, if I don't have that much block, then having some evasion is just nice to have. So there's still a lot I need to flesh out and figure out in this setup. All I have is a tree, but this is going to be my next build essentially. It's a work in progress, if you will. But yeah, that is as far as I have gone in terms of mentally mapping what I need there. I don't think I'm forgetting anything to cover anything. If you have any questions about the setup, you know, feel free to ask now. I will be making the guide video for it tomorrow ideally, so it should be hopefully out tomorrow as well, you know. And then past that, I also want to work on a lower budget POB for this, but as of right now there is none. There is only the high budget and the higher budgets, if you will. There's the Wraith Lord, which is slightly cheaper, and then there's the Dark Monarch, which is more expensive. We currently swapped to the Dark Monarch today. But yeah. Oh wait, something else I realistically also need to do with my weapon that I haven't is I need to temper orbits. I need to throw some tempers on it to try to get increased phase magnitude. That is also important because that is, it might not look it, but that is actually a substantial amount of damage, simply because it increases the amount of damage you get from my rallying cry. What the fuck are these?
None shall pass. Nearly done. I'm going to lose focus. For victory!
This is reckless defense. Kind of us. No one cares about it, so. All right. That is gonna be it for today. I'm gonna get some rest because I have a fair amount of work I need to do tomorrow. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have a fair amount of work I need to do tomorrow. Oh, before we go, we actually have a shit ton of graph load we might as well spend. But we have the video to make and a few more things IRL. And then past that, we're going to be farming This is not money, right? It's trash. Yeah. Snake Pit is not worth anything either. None of these are worth anything. Okay, cool. I could have sworn I just saw something that's, I don't know. Anyways, what next? Absolutely nothing, eh? All right. All right, we can do this.
Genesis tree accepts your offering.
All right, out of all these, let's actually just go stack them real quick. You. All of y'all are us, so just get in there. We're going to take every growing that is in there because we don't care for it. I'm going to put it in here. So now everything here we do care about in some capacity. Okay, y'all are 20% quality, so you make it through. Cool. Oh wait, level 20 flame link. There's a slight, very slight chance I use it, so I'm going to keep it separately. Very slight. There's a 9% increase mana regen. Sure, this is better than this guy. Yeah, that's way better actually. All right, we didn't get lucky with anything. Sad, but it is what it is. What can we do? But that is it for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate you all. I will be back tomorrow. As for what I plan to do then, I haven't decided yet. We've basically done most of what I wanted to do with this build. So tomorrow might either be a POB session for the next build or for the current build. Depending on if I'm able to make the low budget before I actually make the guides, then it will be for the next build to kind of outline the few things, farm up a bit for the next build. Like I'm still enjoying the play of this one, so I will play it for like a day or two more before I send the next one. But yeah, till then though, have a good night.